Okay, peace and love guys, welcome back. So yeah, another thing that we used to do on Saturdays, because Saturdays are popping as hell. During the day we used to go and do book distribution. So let's just say about 6, 7 of us used to go out either on the tube, or there used to be like a little mini bus kind of thing. And you know, and by the way, like I was developing some cool ass relationships, because you think, oh, monks, blah blah blah. Yo, everyone's come from a certain life, innit? So like, and we're just all bonded by love, innit? And when you wear the robes, like you just see each other's souls, innit? You just see each other's souls, so that's beautiful. So everything else is kind of irrelevant, and you know, it's just all about the love and the knowledge and the wisdom. And so yeah, I made some really good connections, and these people were fucking with me. And they really saw that, you know, I had something special. And I was gonna become a monk, innit? I was saying, yo man, the only thing that was fucking me up was the tenancy was for a year, innit? So December 2020 was the time that my tenancy was gonna run out, and this was literally January 2020. So it was fucking me up, but I was like, you know what, maybe like, yo, you're moving too fast. Maybe let's just sit out this year, kind of live this year, and like, you know, get rid of all lower self desires and sin and this and that. And when it comes to December 2020, then we can actually join the temple. I was so sure that I was gonna become a monk on my life. So we're going out to all these different ends, innit? We're going out to these different ends in London, even like ghetto ends. Like I said, even go to Camden. Camden's a popping spot for them. You know, we've been to Brixton. We've been to bare ends, innit? So what we would do, you go out there, and basically, you know, with the stand and the little signs saying yoga, meditation books, and you know, we stand on the streets. I'm wearing my robe. And yo, like, you're just trying to call people in the same way that I got called in, and the guy's like, oh, hey man, I like your energy. That's the kind of thing that you catch people in. So there's like certain techniques, and it was very interesting for me that I kind of had training in this as a drug dealer. If you saw from previous videos, you know, when I used to go up to people in the raves and in the festivals, like, hey, or you know, hey, you guys want pills, MDMA, ketamine? You know, like, I'm used to that, innit? So I already had my training for this. So now I'm standing on the street, but legally, you know, wearing a robe and like, you know, low key, even I still looked a bit ghetto. I'm still wearing my Jordans, I still got my bald head and stuff like that. Like, I'm still like, yo man, I'm stopping people on the street, and there I am, I'm preaching knowledge to them. And it's like, I didn't even have to think, the God force just came over me, and I was coming with all these right things to say. I wasn't even that knowledge, and on my life to this day, I've only read the Gita once, because since I come out, I keep it real, I've got problems with reading, innit? I just literally had this window, this small window when I was in prison, that I was able to like learn Spanish, read all these books, do all this stuff. And like now I'm kind of, I don't know man, maybe because we're just so consumed and distracted and infiltrated out here, that it's difficult for me to read, innit? So see, my knowledge weren't that good, but I was still getting people in and communicating with people and inviting people down to Wisdom Wednesdays, and a few people bought books. It's all donation based, and hey, you are on the biggest high on my life. Like, you're doing God's work, so you naturally, just like I said, that shot of confidence in it, when you've hit a few sales and you're kind of on this roll, and it's like things are flowing, it's the law of attraction kind of working. Yo, with the books as well, you kind of like, you're moving like Neo. You're just like, hey, boom boom boom, and you're just on a, it's the most rewarding thing ever, I can't lie. And then anyways, we're there for like however long, maybe like 6 hours, and then like we all journey back together, and everyone's elated, and we know we're singing in the car, and hey, it's lit man, it's so lit. And it's funny because like actually a few of the ends that we went to, it was like, I've done a bit of crud in these areas, innit? I've committed a bit of crime and stuff like that, even actively at the time. So it was like, here I was like the complete opposite, you know, fucking preaching the word of God, which is very contradictory, I know, innit? And astaghfirullah, man. By the way, I stopped doing normal meditation. I stopped praying salat, for one. Sorry, all the Muslims out there. I've stopped praying salat, and I stopped doing my normal meditation. So using the beads is actually fixed meditation. So you know, when you're focusing and you're going inwards, like saying the mantra, constantly repeating the mantra, it actually clears your mind. So your focus is called fixed meditation instead of like the stillness meditation, isn't it? So it's a very different thing. So I began doing this, and it literally elates you. It's a whole nother experience of meditation. But yo, as I'm spending my weeks with these Hare Krishnas, and yo, I was literally near enough every day with them, and staying there on the weekends and taking part in, you know, when we're in the temple and people coming in from outside, you know, I'm serving the prasadam to people. You know, people are coming in and thinking I've been some monk for like 10 years and shit like that, like I was some OG monk. Like, it was mad. And obviously, because I already had the bald head as well, it weren't even a thing like that. If you don't know the Hare Krishnas, they got the bald head, and they have the little thing, the little, I forgot what it's called, man. They got the little thing where they grow the hair at the back. I didn't have that, but I was planning on growing that little thing out, because I was so sure I was going to become a monk, innit? But the ego was battling with that for a sec. But yo, I remember one time we was in Dalston, so I actually recommended to the monks. I was like, yo, can we go Dalston, innit? Like, Dalston's a bit bougie, it's a bit ghetto. These are the kind of areas that you find cool characters like myself, innit? So, yo, we went to Dalston, and I swear down, like, never again. I don't think they ever went to Dalston again. They were just bare wackos, and bare Christians out there were like, you know, and they think like it's the devil's thing. They think that we're pushing up the devil's thing, but whatever. Like, see the Hare Krishnas? They're open as fuck, innit? Like, anyone can fuck with a Hare Krishna, anyone can vibe with them. They're open, the knowledge is for everyone. It's not concealed to like, okay, you read this, we must become. No. The knowledge is for everyone, and that's why everyone fucks with the Hare Krishnas, man. Shout out the Hare Krishnas, man. Such high vibrational people. Literally, when you're with them, yo, you're just in this conscious bubble of like, of love, and it's like, nothing else matters. And actually, when you're with them, you see the pain. You see the suffering, because you're in this elated state. You see the suffering of everyone else and how everyone's trying to like, everyone's artificial and trying to fit into this kind of, you know, this and that. And it's just all so fake, it's all so fake, and so much pain. But with the Hare Krishnas, yeah, you're in this like little bubble. But I remember this day in Dalston, we were having a little break. I think me and my guy was eating some like avocados and nuts, and I think the Starbucks or one of the things, and I was like, this mad guilt came over me, and I don't have my other phone here, but the message came to me that I wrote down. I was like, bro, you are cheating yourself, you are cheating God, blah blah blah. Hey, the guilty conscience came over for the crime I was committing during the week. I was like, who the fuck am I to come out on these streets and preach when I'm out here causing, like, doing badness, innit, doing badness. And it was like, it was really weighing on me, you know. I'm around such these like, these figures I was with, yo, they are fucking holy ass people, man. They are really on their shit. They are superior. They're really knowledgeable, pure. They're like saints, honestly. Some of the people are literally like, I felt like I should just worship them, innit? And like, I'm a man, like, I don't really look up to anyone. I never looked up to anyone in my whole life, but yo, the knowledge coming up from these monks, man, and the way that they do their thing was so respectable, man, was so respectable. So my guilty conscience came, and it was like, fuck, man. I was like, damn, man, I've got to do something, man. I've got to do something. But it turns out, so look, I think it was January the 13th when I done the course, the Be a Monk Challenge, and it now came to March 13th. So March 13th, 2020 at 3:30. So check the freeze, March 13th at 3:30, and March is the 3rd month. I had an appointment with this psychic woman. So if you remember, I quickly stated during the Summer of My Awakening, I had that psychic reading with that woman, and she predicted bare stuff like the change of name. By the way, you know, Brothers in Jail was calling me Hakeem, so that's how the whole name thing started. You know, that I was gonna write a book, that I was gonna travel to foreign lands and be teaching and stuff like that, that I was gonna be at home in the water, I was gonna be really in my, you know, yeah, just so many things that she was saying, innit? And I went back to go see her on March 13th at 3:30. And I remember it was a Friday, and I actually was meant to go to the temple this day to stay there again. It was literally 2 months exactly since I'd done that course. So I was fucking with the Hare Krishnas hard for 2 months. And I remember she just like literally told me, like, she kind of put me onto Sufism, innit? She kind of put me onto Sufism. She was telling me about Sufism, and I'd really like it there. And she was saying that, oh, Krishna's a prophet. And it kind of just made me saw it all from a different perspective. And that, you know what, like, obviously Krishna isn't God, innit? The creator is something way bigger than that. Like, they refer to Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead, innit? But ultimately, you know, the thing's way bigger than that. And she was like, yeah, like Jesus, Muhammad, Krishna, they're all prophets. And it was like, shit. And I remember I recorded the message as well, but she was like, hey, you should go down to the Sufi thing, which is in Kilburn, blah blah blah, you should meet this guy. She was putting me onto this and that. And she made me see stuff from a different perspective, innit? And I was telling her about, yo, I feel guilty about what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. But she's like, yo, man, your soul wants this so much. Your soul's seeking so much for this knowledge. But it's like, the ego's stopping you, the ego's stopping you. But basically, in a nutshell, that night, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to the temple. I'm not going to the temple. And the crazy thing was, I was actually chatting to this chick at the time. And what did I end up doing? Yo, your boy went from staying in the temple for many weekends to now not going to the temple. And I linked up with this chick. And yo, we went out and I took her to a bar, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna drink in it, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna let my hair down, I'm with a chick. You know, I hadn't had sex for a while and whatnot. And yeah, we ended up doing our thing, and I ended up getting super drunk, having sex, you know. And the next day, and there's nothing wrong with that, but yo, I literally went from one extreme to the other. You know, I should have been at the temple, but here I was, you know, doing my thing. And you know, the next day I was smoking weed. I completely sinned. So this was March 13th. Ironically, the time when Corona hit. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.